Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All2'O. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame and Carta. I couldn't come up with a middle name.
That's okay. You don't always have to.
No.
It'll save you on money.
Yeah.
For all the times you gotta, pay to have your name changed and...
Yeah, it just costs so much.
Yeah. So what's new in the world of Sesame and Carta?
Not much. I got a cold that I've been nursing for about 2 weeks at this point, and hopefully it's taking a lot of time to go away. It's like, bit by bit, day by day. I think that's a song, isn't it? Bit by bit, day.
There's day by day.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, these things I pray.
So yeah, that's about it. Just basically being sick. So not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, same here. I haven't been feeling well lately. I think it's something in the air.
Yeah, literally. Mm-hmm. Literally in the air. Yeah.
Maybe it's COVID.
Could be. Maybe hopefully not.
Maybe it's something else.
Yeah. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know.
Maybe it's COVID, or maybe it's Maybelline.
Yes. I don't know.
I hate it when I get Maybelline.
Yeah.
There's the tests are really weird for that, because instead of sticking a Q-tip up your nose and stuff, you got to stick one of those mascara things up your nose.
Oh God! Well, that sounds
that would hurt. A mascara brush up your nose.
Yeah. I do not recommend.
Yes. I'm going to try that after we're done here, though.
Oh, okay, cool.
Walk over to the drugstore and buy a mascara brush just to shove it up my nose.
Yeah. It might cause, permanent damage to your nose, but hey,
Or my brain. Who knows?
Or your brain, too, yeah. You go up that far, I don't know.
Yeah. Start tickling my brain with the brush.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come up with some new ideas or brush away the ones I already have.
Oh, that was a good one.
So, today on the show, we are covering the Canadian sitcom entitled 18 to Life. This show premiered on the CBC on January 4th of 2010, ran for 2 seasons of 25 episodes. What are your initial thoughts on this pilot episode, which which was entitled A Modest Proposal?
And that's a playoff of words of the movie Immodest Proposal. I assume that's what the play on words was.
Immodest Proposal?
Yeah, wasn't there a movie called Immodest Proposal? Indecent.
There's Indecent Proposal. Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah. The Immodest Proposal is like the asylum version of
Indecent Proposal.
Yes, it's like the asylum was moving into different types of they weren't just doing superhero and slasher.
Speaking of that, before we get into the show, there seems to be a new contender for your mockbusters coming up called Bent Key Entertainment, which is owned and operated by the Daily Wire.
Oh,
they're making their non-woke version of Snow White live action, starring Brett Cooper coming up soon. Their little the woman who was basically, I think, created in a lab when they took some DNA of Ben Shapiro and a female, and they just, it was like something like out of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but they created her instead. That's my theory.
Yeah, I mean, she even looks like him a little bit. That's what I thought.
I thought they were like siblings for the longest time.
Yeah, that's why my first thought was that was Ben Shapiro's sister. But then I was like, wait a minute, he already has a sister that he talks about. I'm like, did he have a sister that he's never just failed to mention this whole time? But no, it's just a different person that looks sort of like him.
Yeah, but they're coming out with that next year, so. Look forward to us hopefully covering that in the future, because it looks like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And by amazing, I mean horrible, but yeah.
Yeah, what are the non-woke I don't understand. Like, what is a non-woke Snow White even supposed to be like about? Like, I don't even understand.
I mean, the story of Snow White is already a QAnon male's like incel wet dream. You know, it's like a girl is like poisoned and she's unconscious with drugs, and you get to kiss her and wake her up and be her hero after she spends all of her time prior to that cleaning a house for 7 men.
Well,
Yeah.
but they were like her friends, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, but she still like becomes their like mother figure. So it's
really? Yeah, I don't remember.
I mean, the basic premise is she's like, to live with them, she has to like take care of their house and stuff. Which, I mean, you know, obviously she's paying her way to live there, but still, it's like, you know, she's becoming their mother figure. So it's like the whole like, you know, you got your Madonna and your horror type thing all in one. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. So,
yeah, some of those old fairy tales are weird. So yay, we get to cover that whenever that happens. Awesome. Really look forward to that. No, I don't know. I mean, my reaction was kind of mixed to this. It was okay. There were a few moments that were, you know, made me chuckle a little bit.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really thrilled with it too much. I like the actress that plays her. I think she's pretty good. She's been, you know, she was in Degrassi, The Next Generation.
Stacey Farber. Yeah, she's and she's beautiful too. I really like her as an actress.
She's in the new show Spencer Sisters, which is
that's a CTV show in Canada. I don't know if it's airing anywhere in the States or not, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that show looks interesting too. Yeah, I don't know. My feelings, I liked it. I thought it has a lot of potential, but have to see how it goes if I watch any more or not, you know? Yeah. Interesting concept, at least, you know, not something you see every day as a sitcom, but you know,
yeah.
Still. Okay, so what goes down in this episode here?
The two of them are hanging out. I don't remember their names, unfortunately.
There's Jessie Hill is Stacey Farber's character.
Okay.
And then Tom Bello is played by Michael Cedar. Yes.
Okay.
So it's Jessie and Tom.
So they're kind of just hanging out, kissing and having a moment, you know, outside. And there's a dude playing an accordion who's narrating their love life, and they're like, "Hey, can you give us a break or whatever?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm a romantic." So you kind of got that.
Yeah, that was really funny, actually. That way it opened.
Yeah, you kind of get that sort of thing that's relatively common in that kind of humor. And they play a game of truth or dare. He dares her to lick a leaf for some reason. I don't know. I
don't think it was a leaf. It actually looked like some kind of piece of rancid lunch meat or something.
Oh God! Well, that's even worse. And then so she dares him to propose to him, and then she freaks out, thinking that, you know, he took it seriously. So then, you know, she thinks he's freaking out, but then he ends up going to a bottle, and he ends up taking the ring from the bottle to use that to actually propose to her for real. And, you know, they're just 18, you know, they're just, you know, still in high school or just graduated or about to graduate. They didn't really say.
No.
And the base of the story is them telling each pair of their parents. The Tom's parents are very much against it. They're kind of straight-laced, upper middle class, you know, kind of
Jewish family. Not that that matters. Not that matters, but they make a point of it. So I just wanted to point that out.
Well, they make a point of it in the show itself. Yeah, and then we're not like, oh, they just Jews.
Yeah, not just making sure I wasn't trying to be anti-Semitic or anything. I'm just saying that they're Jewish and they're Tom's dad is actually a converted Jew.
Yeah, so, he converted, but they don't really go to temple often, which is kind of weird because it kind of goes back to my point of another show we reviewed recently, where it's like usually converts to a religion or any kind of ideology tend to be more like devout than someone raised in it, but like for some reason in two shows we like it's like not that thing, but whatever.
Well, I do like to argue though the fact that in both shows the people were older, like they probably could have been part of that religion for a while. And I mean the thing is, it's like I became a different religion as I was older, and I'm not as devout now as I was when I started in that religion. So
right,
you know, so
that's a great And so, like, you know, they like pretty much want to map out Tom's life, and then they go to the next door neighbors, is where Jessie lives, and her parents are kind of like, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say hippies, but they're kind of just sort of like nonchalant
free
about
spirits.
it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, just do what you want, whatever. They had this weird bit where they like adopted an Iraqi refugee.
They got a refugee staying with them. Yeah. Some
dude in his 40s or 50s. And he only has like 2 lines in the entire episode. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was just supposed to be some funny bit that they had. I don't know. And then they're vegetarian, or at least the mom is. And basically, even though they kind of act like they're supported, they actually kind of commiserate with Tom's parents to make sure that they don't get married. So they're both on the same page that they don't want them to.
Yeah, because Tom thinks that if he gets Jessie to tell her dad to convince his dad to let them get married, that he will, but it ends up being that Jessie's dad doesn't want them to get married just as much as Tom's dad. So
and we got some other stuff going on. Like at one point they're talking to their friends at like the diner, and they're both kind of against it too, because again they're 18. It's really young to be getting married, really, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And most people at that age don't really know what they're doing.
Especially in 2010, I mean, even more so now.
Yeah.
Like the average age of a woman to get married is a lot higher now than it used to be. Can't remember. I was reading, because I DJ sometimes weddings, so I was reading some stuff up about weddings and stuff, and it gave statistics of how throughout time it's changed. Like it used to be like the average age was like 24 or something, and now it's like higher, or maybe it was younger, or maybe the average age was like 20 and now it's like 26 or something. It's like higher in age or something. It might even be like 30 something as average.
Yeah
that
makes sense. And so that's kind of like what is basically going on in this show, is basically both their friends and their parents don't want them to get married, but the parents come up with an idea to pretty much go all in on it, to almost like
scare them.
Scare them to not getting married. So instead of pushing them away, which will just make them want to get married even more, they're like, oh, why don't we plan the wedding for October? And they're like, oh, well, October's a little bit chilly, why don't we do like a September wedding? And then Tom's like, oh, well, why don't we just do an August wedding and all this kind of stuff.
It's kind of like the theory of like, if you catch your kid smoking, you just make him smoke a whole pack of cigarettes, so then he doesn't want to smoke anymore. But a lot of times I'm sure that backfires and the kid becomes a lifetime smoker,
So. Exactly. Like, God damn it. But if you smoke an entire pack of cigarettes, you're gonna feel like shit. So so that was kind of the gist of that, which is still not something you should do. It's not healthy at all to do that as like a sort of like warning, or like this is your type of thing. I don't know, man.
They never do that. Like if you catch your kid having sex, they don't make you go to a whorehouse. I'm just joking.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, that's a good thing too.
I'm sorry, I just thought of that.
That's terrible. But like, I don't know, maybe in the 1800s, maybe like that. They would do something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that. But there's exactly. It's a terrible. Yeah, you're setting up a person for like terrible psychological problems. Oh God.
Oh boy. Anyways, that just popped in my head. I had to say it. Sorry, but
that's fine.
Basically, like they have this thing where they talk to each other through the fence. Tom and Jessie do, and they've kind of been neighbors their whole lives, and they have been dating for a little bit and love each other. But they both say that they both have a secret that they're hiding from each other too. And when the secret is finally revealed that Jessie has, where she slept with this guy that she dated for a short time, at the same time, Tom reveals his secret, which is that he farts in his sleep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like, okay.
Okay, whatever.
And the thing is, it's like the way that they play it off is like you think that they're not going to get married because of this, like because she slept with this dude. Before this, though, they're planning to have the wedding, and they like realize, it's not big enough for Jessie and Tom find out about the plan that the parents have about pushing everything on them, and decide that they're going to go all in too, and prove them wrong and stuff, and they decide that they want a huge wedding and stuff, and they keep pushing things and to keep pushing it up to August, when they're going to get married. And they end up deciding to take down the fence in between the two houses and have the wedding in the backyard, and they're getting everything all set up. And there was one point that I thought was kind of funny where Jessie's like talking to somebody about what's going on, and like she's having her like, you know, her little cold feet moment or whatever, and talking and everything. And you think maybe she's talking to her friend, maybe she's talking to her mom, maybe she's talking to somebody else, and it's the Iraqi guy in there, which was funny.
Oh yeah, that he was like, she was like trying to get hit.
And it's like I'm too young to get married, and you know, and stuff like that. And then he's like, I married my bride. She was 14. I met her the day of the wedding.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. And yeah, I don't know what they were trying to do with this character. Just like some bits. I don't know. Like,
I mean, maybe he's, you know, gets bigger in other episodes or something.
He might,
or maybe they just, you know, take in different refugees as it goes on. I don't know how the show goes. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Yeah, it kind of like has this vibe where their parents are kind of like hippies, but they don't really.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
well, they seem like they're kind of like, you know, neoliberals, and
yeah,
and the other parents seem like they're pretty conservative in a way. So it's like kind of like,
yeah, and that's why it's interesting that like they're next door neighbors too, like, and they do make a point about that, like, oh, we should have moved into a better neighborhood or whatever, and it's like, okay, like you had the money, why didn't you do that? But all right. I don't get it. Yeah, I was just kind of mixed on it. It was, you know, as the kids say, it was mid. I don't know if they even still say that about it. Like Slain. Slain may have already changed.
That's so last week, man. I'm joking.
I mean, like, yeah, like, well, it's like every time I pick up like new Slain, it's already on its way out, and then I just stick with like Cool, and that sucks.
I throw in new slang as like I don't know, like as a joke whenever I use it. Like I'll be like, yeah. You know. And I always like to throw back things to like groovy and other things too that people don't really use anymore. I used to use groovy before like Austin Powers came out, and it became a new thing where people started saying it again. Like I used to say groovy all the time, and people would look at me weird this was like when I was in high school and stuff.
You're like a trailblazer, you know.
Yeah.
And
actually, I think I wrote Austin Powers. They owe me money now.
Oh, okay. Well,
wait, that's not how that goes, is it?
Good luck suing them. Yeah. And I find out because like my niece and stuff, young people do not like it though when you know too much of their slang, and but they don't like it though if you don't know enough either. So it's like you gotta walk this tightrope of knowing too much or too little.
I think young people just don't like anything. But
I think they just want to make fun of you is what it is. Yeah.
And also I don't blame them for not liking anything because of the world they live in, and the fact that we aren't really handing them a better world than the one that they were born into. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, at least I had 17 years or almost 18 years on me before 9/11 happened. Yeah. And then, you know, we all have our unique challenges, of course, of what that meant, of course, but at least before that, I had, you know, an actual, you know, childhood, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we had other things going on too. We had the first Iraq War and other things, but still, there were different things. And then like now we've got like a war every week, and there's like you know, and you know, we got one of the worst wars in the world right now going on, or I don't even really want to call it a war. It's a I'm going to get in trouble for this because some people will probably turn off for this, but it's a planned genocide of one people over another. But yeah. Okay. So, anyways, But yeah, the show ends. We forgot the ending. Basically what ends up happening is they decide, they come up and where everybody's getting the backyard all spruced up for the wedding and everything, and they walk in and they said, yeah, and they fool you into thinking because of Jessie sleeping with the other dude that they're not going to get married. And they say, well, we decided we're not going to have the wedding. And then they show their fingers and said, yeah, we went down to the courthouse and we got married, you know, sort of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they eloped. Yeah.
We did it even earlier than expected. Yeah. So, and I bet you the rest of the show is probably just going to be them struggling with, you know, being married, because it's going to be kind of weird. What's that?
I was going to say, because, who knows where they're going to live? Who knows, you know, and you're going to have the conflict between the different parents and their friends and whatnot. probably. I could see it being good.
It'd be really weird if they still lived like next door with their parents as they're married for a while. Like that would be like really bizarre. But I bet you they probably will do that for at least like an episode or two.
This day and age, that isn't that weird of a thing because there are a lot of people that live with their parents when they're married.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like about that is like this is like a really weird American and like Western concept of like everyone lives like alone or like you go I go other places of the world, like especially down south, like in South America, even places in Europe, like not Western Europe, like Britain or whatever, where families often live together. Multiple generations.
You have like grandparents, parents, and kids all living together. Yeah, and but even like when we live in a society where it is common for people to move out when they're old enough to get married or old enough to start their lives or whatever, you can't have people moving out anymore because houses cost $1 bazillion and rent is like high where people just raise it for the fuck of it, and then
pretty much like I came up with a higher number.
Yeah, I saw that like a meme the other day. I think you might have shared it where it was like
I did. It was the Onion. Yeah, like the landlord raises rent because he thought of a higher number or something like that.
And there was like a what's it? This comedian who does he did all those videos where he pretended he was an IKEA worker and he was like doing stuff back in the day. TikToker. I can't remember his name, but like Scott Seiss or Cease or something like that. He had one the other day that my niece shared where it was talking about the cost of house, and it's like it's like an adult talking to generation millennials or generation Y or something, saying when I was your age I had a house, and it's like when you were my age houses cost $6. It's like the cost you paid for a $6 you can't even get it was something like you can't even get a Frosty in a Wendy's airport for that cost. It's like and it's just ridiculous. And it's talking about how on there too, I thought it was funny. He was saying that if you go to Zillow and you look at the cost of houses, you don't know if the cost looks like a cat sat on your keyboard and just sat on the 0 key and it kept going. It's like, but it's ridiculous how much that costs. But anyways, back to the point here, it's like so we live in a society where people can't live on their own anymore, and unfortunately most of the time, I mean, I live on my own, but that's just neither here nor there, but not everybody can. It's just sad. But anyways, hopefully they delve into that a little bit on the show. I mean, I might watch more of it or all of it, who knows, because there's only so many things to watch in the world. So
right, exactly, we just repeat watch is what I do a lot of times.
I mean,
watch the same show I've already seen like a million times.
Couldn't think of anything to watch yesterday and ended up watching an old favorite movie like again, so but that's how it is. So and any other final thoughts here on this pilot?
No, not really.
Okay, so any other final thoughts in general?
No. No, not today.
You are thoughtless, man. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I am a little bit today.
Yeah, I'm just joking. So I don't have anything else to really say either. I think it was decent. Like I said, it wasn't like bad. We've seen a hell of a lot worse on this show in the past.
Yes.
A heck of a lot worse. This is one of the better sitcoms we've actually watched. So, let us know what you think of it. Send me a message at mike@cullenpark.com. Go to one of our social media accounts, comment there. Just let us know. Really appreciate that. Because interaction is a good thing this day and age. We don't have enough of that. And also, be sure to check out all of our social media. Check out our Patreon. Check out our TeePublic. Share the show. That's a good way to help support us. Just share it. Give us a 5-star review wherever you can, like Apple Podcast or whatever they call it these days. That's about it. I have to say here. Be good. Free Palestine. And wait, did I say that out loud? Anyway, so people are gonna hate me. Anyways, so that does not mean I'm anti-Semitic. Free Palestine, and I support the people in Gaza, and I support the citizens of Israel. I do not like Hamas, and I do not like the Israeli government. I'm just gonna make that completely clear. Okay, so
It's almost like multiple things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah. You don't have to. You can both condemn the Israeli government and Hamas at the same time.
Yeah.
Go figure.
It's wild. I know, it's wild stuff.
And you can also condemn your own government that decides that out of 155 countries in the United Nations, that they're going to be one of 2 that votes to not give aid to Gaza. But anyways, the other being Israel.
This is the plot of episode 3, by the way, of 18 Alive.
Yes, that's it.
Yes.
Is.
Anyways, that's why we're talking about it, yeah.
Sorry, I've been crying every day lately, so this is just on my mind, and I had to vent. So, anyways, people, be good to each other. There's a lot of links, ways that you can help the world. Check out our links in the show notes. We've got a lot of good charities there that you can help out people. Different ways. I've listed lots of things. Even ways that you can help people in that are in Gaza and other places that are suffering. Also, there's a lot of ways that you can help people during the strike that's going on still, the actors' strike, which we live in a fucked up world where people in power just decide that they're going to take advantage of everybody everywhere in any kind of form that they can. So yeah, this is very dark, isn't it?
A little bit, but that's okay.
It's okay. The world is dark, but you know what? You know what isn't dark?
What? Light.
And
True.
Yes. And I have a light on in my room. It helps me see.
Yeah, that's good though.
It helps me see all the pain in the world, Matt. Oh, anyways, so but anyways, until next time, folks, just remember one thing that's very, very important. I love you, and Sesame loves you. And until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All2'O podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.